Bergen County in the Northeast is known for its low crime rate. In my 2 years on the job, I mostly handled nighttime drug busts, a few robberies, and a few assaults. But one night stands out above all others, a night that haunts me to this day. It all started with a call reporting a terrifying scream from a nearby house. When I arrived, the house was completely dark. I double-checked the address. A blue Toyota Sienna confirmed that someone was home. I tried all the windows. All were locked except for one in the backyard. It was wide open. I called for backup and entered the house, turning on every light I could find. I called the woman's name, hoping for a response, but the house was completely silent. When I reached the top of the stairs, I heard a creaking sound from one of the rooms. At first, I saw her back. As I approached, I noticed dark stains on the blanket. When I pulled the blanket back, I saw that she had been injured in many places on her body, but was still breathing. I called for backup in an ambulance, reporting a serious crime. The creaking noise I had heard earlier suddenly stopped. I looked around the room, feeling fear rising. I lifted the bed skirt and came face to face with a man hiding under the bed. I pulled out my gun, yelling for him to show his hands. I didn't dare handcuff him alone, knowing that he might have other weapons. I called for backup to meet me upstairs. Backup arrived and we arrested the man. The woman was taken to the hospital and fortunately survived. The man was her boyfriend. He went crazy after finding out that she had cheated on him. It was a night I will never forget. A reminder of the unexpected horrors we face in this work. The story I'm about to tell you is one of the most terrifying experiences I've ever heard from my best friend's uncle Mike, who works the night shift in our city. Mike told me about a fateful night he and his partner Steve experienced. A year ago at around 2 in the morning, Mike and Steve received a call from a landlord at their apartment complex. He was complaining about a tenant who was behaving strangely and had flooded the entire apartment. When they arrived, the landlord was waiting outside, along with all the other residents standing on the lawn, which was strange. The landlord approached Mike and Steve and began complaining about a tenant named Adam, a man in his 30s, who had been behaving very strangely recently. Mike and Steve decided to check out Adam's apartment. When they got to the second floor and knocked on the door, water was pouring out of the apartment. No one answered, so they forced their way in. Adam stood in the kitchen, trembling as if possessed by something. All the faucets, the bathtub, and even the outside water pipes were on, water running everywhere. Mike approached Adam and asked him what was going on, but Adam just trembled, stuttering. "There's someone in the wall." Steve went into the bathroom to turn off the water and check to see if anyone else was in the apartment. Mike slowly approached Adam, trying to talk and understand what was going on. Steve entered the bedroom and found a faint line on the wall, shaped like a door. When he heard Adam screaming about people in the wall, Steve felt a sense of dread wash over him. They approached the wall, guns drawn. "Mike, you should come here and see this." Mike and Steve pulled back a section of the wall, and they froze when they saw 3 pairs of eyes staring at them. 3 people stood crammed into the small space, their faces painted with strange designs. Mike and Steve immediately ordered them out and handcuffed each of them. When police backup arrived, all 3 were taken to the police station. Adam was taken away for medical attention and a mental health evaluation. Mike and Steve were haunted by the event for months. They discovered that the 3 men in the wall were members of a crazy cult from the nearby woods. They had tried to recruit Adam, taking advantage of his unstable mental state. It was a night of unforgettable terror, a reminder of the unexpected dangers we face in this line of work. Hello everyone, I am a night cop. This story happened during a 12-hour night shift. This is one of the most terrifying experiences I have ever had in my 10 years of being a police officer. It all started when I received a call about a suspicious woman knocking on doors, saying strange things through doorbell cameras. I went to the house of the man who called the police. He described the woman as a middle-aged woman with long, messy hair, holding something hidden behind her back. He showed me the video from his doorbell camera. The woman approached the door, looked at the camera for a few minutes, then pressed the button. She started talking into the doorbell mic, and the homeowner answered the phone. He asked her who she was and what she wanted, but she just kept saying, "Open the door, I need blood," and giggling. When the homeowner threatened to call the police, she laughed and started punching the door, trying to pull the camera off the wall. After she left, he saw her go to the neighbor's house, and he called 911. We began searching the area, trying to find the woman. A small manhunt ensued with the description of a woman who was possibly armed and dangerous. We received a report of a break-in nearby. The 911 caller reported that someone had entered their home with a weapon and was hiding in an upstairs bedroom. When we arrived at the house, the front door was open. We carefully entered, calling for the intruder to come out with their hands up. We heard screams for help from upstairs and ran up. When we got to the master bedroom, the husband opened the door and said the woman was still in the house. We checked each room and heard giggling from a corner room. When the lights came on, the woman was sitting on the bed, staring at me and laughing, with a weapon in her hand and a lot of brown liquid on the bedsheet. We asked her to put the knife down, but she just laughed and repeated that she needed blood. She was clearly mentally ill and could not reason. She suddenly jumped up and rushed at me with her weapon raised. I responded by firing 2 shots, hitting her in the arm. She dropped the weapon and started screaming. We quickly subdued and handcuffed her. We got her into the ambulance before she lost too much blood. She was then taken to the hospital and then to jail. She was found not guilty by reason of insanity and is currently being treated at a mental hospital in the city. This was the most horrifying experience in my 10 years as a police officer. From the terrified residents who opened the door to a crazy woman, to the couple who almost became victims in their home, and my colleague and I who had to face this terrifying situation.